Hello guys, how are you?
I'm Hardeep Singh. Welcome back to your own YouTube channel. IELTS updates and recent exams. For more updates related to recent IELTS exam writing test topics, listening, reading, practice test, and speaking, you got guesswork. Please, guys, participate in everyday listening and reading practice test to achieve your desired band score in your actual IELTS exam. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Press the bell icon for the upcoming notifications. Don't forget like, subscribe and share my YouTube channel and my Facebook page, IELTS updates and recent exams.
Part 1.
First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5. Now we begin. You should answer the questions as you listen. Listen carefully to the conversation and answer questions 1 to 5.
Hello?
Oh, hello. Can I speak to Magda, please?
Yes, this is Magda here.
Hi, Magda. My name's Mohammed. I'm phoning about the car advertised on the college notice board. Is it still available?
Yes, it is. A few people have come to see it, but they all want newer, faster cars.
That was my first question, actually. How old is the car?
It's 9 years old, but it doesn't look it.
That's good. And how many miles has it done?
Well, the mileometer says 40,000.
That seems quite low for a car of that age. I think maybe the mileometer is broken.
No, I think it's because the previous owner was an old lady and she didn't use it that much.
Right, great. Can I ask why you're selling the car?
Yes, sure. I've just got a job in London. I can take the tube, so I don't need a car.
That's great. Congratulations. Could I just check the price? The advert says £600, which seems quite a lot for an old car.
Not really, when you think it hasn't done many miles. I can take £100 off the final price, but that's it, I'm afraid.
Okay, that seems fair. Could I come and see the car this evening?
Well, tonight's not great, but I could manage tomorrow.
Fine. Shall we say around 11 a.m.?
Okay, shall I drive the car to you?
That's really kind, thanks. I live on campus. We could meet in the cafe. I'll buy you a coffee to say thanks.
Sure, I'll be there around 11:30.
Great. See you there.
You have some time to look at questions 6 to 10. Now listen carefully and answer questions 6 to 10.
Good afternoon, Wayne's Wheels. Can I help you?
Hello, yes. I've just bought a car and I need some insurance.
Okay, I'll ask you some questions and see what we can do to help.
All right.
So, let's start with your full name.
My name is Mohammed Al-Sharif.
I'm sorry, can you spell your surname?
Yes, it's Al-Shariff.
Thanks. And when were you born, Mohammed?
I was born on the 21st of October, 1994.
So you're 19. Great. And what sort of car have you bought?
It's a Peugeot 205 diesel.
Have you got the registration number?
Yes, it's YL34GGB.
Okay. Can I have your address?
Yes, it's 78 Acacia Avenue, Stourbridge, Wolverhampton, BM56YLM.
Is that ACACIA?
That's right.
Well, the good news is that the computer is saying that Stourbridge is a safe area, so this will keep the price of your insurance down.
Oh, that's good. Do you know how much it'll be?
Well, the system is quoting me a price of £100.
Per year?
No, per month, I'm afraid, and you'll need to pay an extra £50 in the first month, which is the administration charge.
Ah, okay. So that's £1,250 in total for the year.
That's right. Now, how would you like to pay?
That is the end of part 1.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to part 2.
First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 16. Now listen carefully to the guide talk and answer questions 11 to 16.
Hi there, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. In the room here today, we have students from Japan, Afghanistan, Europe, and North America. Some of you have English as your first language, but the majority don't. You all have something in common, though. Everyone here works in the field of law, and you are all here for our new blended learning course, which allows you to get the qualification you need without leaving your country or your job. So, this two-day conference is one of only 2 chances that you will get to meet your tutors and your classmates face-to-face in your first year of study. The next time we meet, it'll be for a lot longer, our 3-month summer intensive course, which ends with your end-of-year exams. You'll be doing all of your online learning in our Virtual Learning Platform, or VLP for short. This is a set of online tools which help you to study and allow your work to be assessed. So, how will you use the VLP? Well, first of all, when you return to your country, you need to log on to the VLP and then download your first assignment and the reading list. Then you will need to find the books on the reading list. Some of the books will be available to download from the VLP, but you may have to buy some on the internet. While you are studying for your first assignment, if you have any questions, please feel free to write your tutor an email. If you'd prefer, you can arrange to have a phone conversation with your tutor instead. If you've asked your tutor for help and you don't want to contact them again, you can try the student forum. There will be lots of other students who will be happy to help. After you've submitted your first assignment, you can expect to wait about a week before your tutor uploads your grade onto the VLP.
You now have some time to look at questions 17 to 20. Now listen to the rest of the guide talk and answer questions 17 to 20.
Assignments are a fairly small part of the course, however. A lot more time will be spent participating in seminars and listening to lectures. There is 1 seminar per week, which you'll be able to participate in on the VLP. We try to choose a convenient time for everyone, but you may find that your seminar is very early in the morning or late at night. There are also 5 lectures per week. These are recorded and uploaded onto the VLP, and you can listen to them at a convenient time. Now, I think you all know that balancing a full-time job with studying isn't easy. It may be that from time to time you can't meet a deadline. If this happens, let your tutor know, and they will discuss how much extra time you need. There's also the option, in the most serious cases, to extend your degree, to give you another year of study time. We don't encourage you to do this. However, it is an option, and we can discuss it with you if necessary. So that brings me to the end of my talk. Has anybody got any questions? I know it's a lot to take in, so please don't hesitate to ask.
That is the end of part 2.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to part 3.
You will hear 2 students called Helen and Paul talking to their tutor about a nursing course. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 24. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 24.
Helen and Paul, congratulations to you both for doing so well the past semester. You two have exhibited an impeccable performance during your first year in the nursing program. I'd like to get some feedback from the two of you to better improve the program and to provide guidance for our prospective students. I'd like to start with you, Helen. So, first of all, which aspect of the program impressed you?
Well, to be honest, when I was enrolled into the course, I was expecting a group of classmates my age. But as I stepped into the classroom for the first time, I was surprised by the diversity. Most were in their 20s, but there were also those in their 30s or even 40s. As it turns out, the intergenerational communication has sparked intense debate and new thinking, and I think that's something special about the programme that I appreciate very much.
What about you, Paul? What do you think of the programme?
For me, the group project we carried out last semester is another key feature of the programme. The whole class was divided into 8 different groups, working on 8 prospective cases. Team-building sessions were conducted in a collaborative way most of the time. Comprised of 5 members, our group studied acute pancreatitis. During the process, we broke the task into different parts and assigned them to each member. We were then able to tackle the complex problem by pooling our knowledge and skills. More importantly, stronger links were established between the group members. Because of the project, we've all become good friends.
That's true. According to graduates, group projects prepare them for the work world in which teamwork and collaboration are increasingly the norm. So tell me, Paul, what else do you like about the program?
I want to be a registered nurse, working in a public hospital after graduation. So the internship provided is a valuable opportunity for clinical practice in a supportive learning atmosphere. However, I was amazed by the amount of written assignments, since I thought the course should have focused more on practice-oriented learning.
Well, I have to disagree with you, Paul. The essays demonstrate your understanding of the course. For me, writing essays is a process that involves critical thinking, which challenges me to develop my points more thoroughly. I thus managed to gain a diversity of perspectives.
The program is designed to deliver basic and advanced theoretical knowledge of core concepts, including healthcare systems concepts, together with practicum or clinical practice experience to bridge the classroom content to the practice setting. So, I'm afraid written work is unavoidable. Also this year, we've added a module of law. How do you feel about that?
At first, we felt that learning law is kind of redundant and too time-consuming. After a few sessions, we realised that it is necessary in dealing with future medical disputes. Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 25 to 30. Now, listen and answer questions 25 to 30.
Do you have any suggestions for prospective students?
What bothers me most is handing in essays on time. I almost missed the deadline once because there were 3 essays due within the same week, so rationalizing your time is critical.
Well, that's true. The lectures deliver so much useful information. I have poor memory, so I kept making notes and revisiting them on a regular basis. To my surprise, at the end of the semester, I have learnt the key concepts by heart.
How was the research? I heard that it was quite challenging. How did you manage to overcome the difficulties?
That's true. The majority of us had no clue how to carry out the research at first. Fortunately, when I was digging up reference materials at the library, I sought help from the librarian. She taught me about finding the appropriate resources and choosing the proper research methods.
Have you checked out the online forum?
Yes, it has become a habit for me to visit the forum regularly. In a sense, it extends classroom learning. It is where the students post academic problems that they come across and get support from the faculty members.
Some of my classmates didn't do so well during the placement tests. I feel that background reading is necessary.
Lastly, do you have anything to say to the freshmen?
I was really ambitious at first, trying to get straight A's on my transcript. I made tons of notes and worked hard even on the optional assignments to get extra credit. I stressed myself out before having an emotional breakdown. After consulting my advisor, I found it important to set realistic goals. Don't push yourself too hard. It is wise to sort out your priorities.
Thank you for coming here today and providing valuable feedback on the program. Have a great summer break.
That is the end of part 3.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to part 4.
You will hear part of a lecture about African penguins. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40. Good morning, everyone. Today's lecture is about a type of adorable animal, the penguin. When you think of penguins, you may picture them surrounded by snow and ice. But not all penguins live where it's cold. African penguins live in the southern tip of Africa. They are usually found within 40 kilometres of the shore and on a number of its surrounding islands. African penguins are also known as jackass penguins because they make donkey-like braying sounds to communicate. African penguins can keep their body temperature at a stable level, but their land habitat can get quite warm, so there are a number of ways for them to stay cool. They limit their daylight movements on breeding sites on land to early mornings and early evenings to avoid too much sun. The pink glands above their eyes can help them cope with the temperate climates. Like other penguins, African penguins spend most of the day feeding in the ocean, which also helps keep them cool. Being a type of small to medium-sized penguin species, African penguins average about 60 centimetres tall and weigh up to 3.6 kilograms. They have a black stripe and a pattern of unique black spots on their chest. Males are larger than females and have larger beaks. Even though they are categorized as birds, African penguins aren't able to fly because of their heavy bones. Their wings are more like flippers that make them particularly suited for life in the water. When they're on land, their flippers and their tails help them keep their balance and walk upright. African penguins begin to breed at the average age of 4. When a male and female pair up, they tend to breed together for the rest of their lives. Most other penguins nest and lay their eggs out in the open, but African penguins have a different approach. They dig holes under bushes out of their own excrement, called guano, so they are sheltered from the sun and predators. The African penguins survive on a diet that is comprised mainly of marine organisms. They feed primarily on fish like sardines, along with the occasional squid and shellfish. But when normal food is in short supply, they eat tree roots as well. The streamlined body of the African penguin allows it to move through the water like a rocket, capable of reaching a speed of around 20 kilometers per hour when hunting for food. The African penguin's smaller size means that it has many predators both in the water and also on dry land. Their natural predators at sea include seals and sharks. The biggest threat to them on land is not just towards the adult penguins. The penguin chicks are sometimes taken by seagulls into the air and dropped from above. The seagulls could thus feed on them. At risk from predators, young penguins are protected for about 40 days after hatching by both parents. They will leave the colony when they are between 3 to 5 months old and will return a few years later. The entire surface of their body is densely covered with feathers, which fall off during the winter. This process is called molting and takes about 3 weeks to complete. During that time, they are unable to forage. Therefore, prior to this, African penguins spend about 5 weeks laying down fat deposits. They generally live between 10 to 15 years. However, many do not reach their full lifespan. Their population has drastically declined. Approximately 120,000 African penguins remain in the wild, and their population has decreased by 90% in the past 60 years. They are considered to be vulnerable and have been listed as being endangered. 2 major factors have contributed to their decline. They are struggling for nesting space due to human disruption and competing for food due to overfishing and pollution. With the limited number of breeding pairs, survivorship becomes difficult for African penguins. This makes them especially vulnerable as environmental conditions change or an outbreak of a disease occurs. For instance, avian malaria has caused 27% of the captive breeding penguins' deaths annually. The more genetic diversity there is within a species, the higher the likelihood that at least some of the individuals will adapt and survive.
That is the end of part 4.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
So guys, don't forget like, subscribe and share my YouTube channel and my Facebook page, IELTS updates and recent exams. For more updates related to recent IELTS exam writing test topics, listening, reading, practice test and speaking, you got guesswork. Please guys, participate in everyday new IELTS listening and reading practice tests to achieve your desired band score in your actual IELTS exam. For more IELTS material, visit my official website www.ieltsupdatesandrecentexams.com. The link is given below in the description. If you need PDF files of latest IELTS material, then please join my Telegram channel. So guys, please write your score below the comment section. Again, thanks for listening. God bless you all guys. Stay tuned, stay safe.